Hi everyone, my name is Suzanne and I'm a Chinese metaphysics master in Hong Kong. So we are a few months into the year of the wood dragon. And as you may have noticed, it is a pretty volatile year. It's not very stable. A lot of people are struggling in at least one aspect of their lives, if not more. So if you have seen something in your life that continuously trips you up and seems to be getting worse this year, then you may want to pay attention to this little tutorial because we're going to look at what it is exactly that trips you up this year. What are your pitfalls? What are the stumbling blocks for you in 2024? And then obviously, once you know that, you can fix it and make it a better year. Now, first things first, you need to plot your Bazi chart as always. So you go to this link here, and I'll also post it in the description of the video. Just input your date and time of birth. It would be best if you know your time of birth. That gives us a little bit more accuracy for this particular analysis. But if not, the world is not going to end. Yeah, you can still do this. So go to this link, plot your Bazi chart, and then you scroll all the way down all the way at the bottom of the chart. On the left-hand side, you see this diagram. It says 5 structures. And we are focusing on the natal structure, not the annual one. Yeah, so let me just quickly show you here. So this is the natal structure, which means we are focusing on the beige colored diagram here, right? So just look at that one. This is the one we're focusing on, not the annual one. Now, the thing we need to look for is the water element. So you all have the water somewhere in this diagram because we have the 5 elements here. So check where the water is because the water is the element that causes the most problems in 2024. There is a lack of water, or there's a lack of water element in the 2024 chart, in the 2024 natal chart. And because of that, it is the element that causes the most problems for everyone. Now, what you need to know is what is water to you? So water to you could be the companion element, like in this particular case, but it could also be the resource element or the influence element, the wealth element, or the output element. So have a look what appears with your water element. For this particular person, it's companion, but it could be for you, it could be the output or the resource. Yeah, check what it is because this will tell you what your stumbling block is this year and where you need to improve to make sure that the year becomes a little bit better, a little bit more manageable and smoother. All right. Now, let's have a look. If the water is your resource element, then what you're lacking this year is the required skill set or the knowledge to get things done. So you may think that you know everything about what it is that you need to get done or that you want to action upon, but there are certain knowledge or specialized expertise that you don't have and that you need to acquire. So your biggest stumbling block is related to your skills, your knowledge, the information that you have. Now, your major goal this year, therefore, should be to go and learn. First of all, figure out what it is that you need to know in order to achieve your particular goal, and then go and learn that or get someone who has that particular expertise. And that may require that you admit to yourself you don't know everything. That may be a difficult thing because we all pretend that we know everything about everything. So sometimes it's good to check in with yourself and acknowledge and admit that, yes, okay, there are certain things that I really don't know enough about and I need an expert. So either you learn it yourself or you go get an expert. Now, if you learn it yourself, really master the subject matter and find the skill set that you're lacking. It's really, really important. You need to become an expert. Uh, it's just that whatever you know right now simply does not fit the current environment. Yeah, so it's not necessarily anything about you, your education, or your level of intelligence. It's just that it's a little bit out of sync with what is required right now. Now, it could also be like if it's the resource element for you, it could also be that your health may be one of your stumbling blocks. So in addition to acquiring more knowledge and information, make sure that you pay extra attention to your health this year. Don't postpone checkups. Don't procrastinate when it comes to treating certain things and just think, oh, it's going to go away by itself. It won't, not this year. Please take care of your health. Now, if the water element is the output element to you, then this year you just simply lack a long-term plan. Everything is just sort of spur of the moment. It's like an impulsive action. And if you're, I mean, it's not necessarily always a bad thing. So if your work requires an element of spontaneity, then that's fine. But you need to have some sort of plan that's a bit more long-term than just tomorrow or next week. So make sure that you develop a long-term plan for at least the next 12 months, if not longer, and that you put steps in place to reach that long-term goal. Make sure you're not just bumbling through the year, taking one decision here, one decision there, and they somehow don't match up. Yeah. So if you don't have a plan, your mental blocks will also get worse. Yeah. And that will lower your productivity. So make sure you have a plan and follow through. Now, if your water element is your wealth element, so if the water is associated with wealth for you in your chart, then this relates very much to your foundation. So you may have not laid the correct foundations to what it is that you want to do. So you kind of need to look at the core of the problem rather than just looking at who you can blame for why things don't work out. And of course, this can mean that maybe there's something wrong with your financial plannings. There may be something wrong with your financial resources, or maybe you have no financial plan at all. There's no financial basis or foundation for what you want to achieve. But it can also mean that there may be a lack of structure. There may be a lack of support. Yeah, maybe the goal you want to achieve requires certain people to support you or requires certain resources to support you, and you may not have them. And either you are in denial or you just think, okay, well, I'll just do it first and then eventually I'll figure out how to fix the core problem. That will not work this year. So make sure that if you have a plan, that the foundations upon which you want to build this new project or plan are actually in place. And always make sure that you clear your cash flow first. Yeah, make sure that you're clear about what comes in, what goes out. Your cash flow has to be smoother this year, and the foundations you have need to be solid and smooth as well. So check, what do you have a structure in place for your life, for your business, for your career? If no, put one in place. If you're working towards a financial goal, what is your starting point? Do you even have you determined what the starting point is and how you can build up on that? So really, really look at the foundations and the core of everything that you're doing. Now, if the water element is associated with your influence element, then what seems to be a little bit of a stumbling block for you this year is your reputation. It's not to say that you have a bad reputation, yeah, but maybe you don't have the right reputation for what you want to do. Maybe you want to portray yourself as an expert in a particular field, but you don't come across as such. Yeah. So there could be a mismatch in expectations. So you lack focus, you lack initiative, you lack drive. And this means that people do not see you the same way you want them to see you. So because of that, you make mistakes, and then obviously that impacts your reputation even more. So you must do something to raise your credibility and then protect it, of course, yeah? Showcase your credentials and make sure that you don't cut corners. If you want to be seen as someone who is an expert in a particular field, make sure you have the credentials. Make sure that you actually put something out there that makes people realize, okay, yes, this person really knows what they're talking about. And then lastly, we've got the companion element. So like in this example here, if the water is associated with your companion element, then in 2024, unfortunately, what you're lacking a little bit is the support from other people. It's almost like you can't even rely on anybody this year. So you may be lacking the right friends or the right network to support you. You may also be a little bit low on self-confidence this year. And so this will make it hard for other people to believe in you. Yeah, if you talk yourself down, if you don't come across as a confident person, then other people also uh, don't want to associate themselves with you. So you need to do things to take charge this year, and also take control of your life and do things by yourself. Don't necessarily rely on other people. Don't necessarily ask other people for advice and help. This year, you need to make things happen all by yourself. You need to take the decisions, yeah? And if you're a business owner, look at your team. Look at the people you're working with. Maybe your team is not the right team, or it's not supporting your goal. So this is a little bit of an issue this year. It may go away next year, but this year this is really your biggest pitfall, your biggest stumbling block. Yeah. So take charge if the water is your companion element, and make sure that you are the decision maker, not the people around you, because they may not take the right decisions for you and the goal you want to achieve. All right. So hopefully this helped you guys identify why it is that this year may not go so smooth so far. And once you know that, obviously, you can make course corrections. Yeah, that's why we're doing these analyses. Now, if you do have any questions, any comments, please put them in the comment section below. I'm always happy to hear from you. And I'd also really love it if you subscribe to my channel so we can grow this community and get the word out about Chinese metaphysics and all the wonderful things we can achieve with Chinese metaphysics. And please give this video a big thumbs up, share it with anybody who may be interested, and I will see you soon. Take care.